You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
A life lesson delivered by the fictional Alabama lawyer Atticus Finch in the 1962 film To Kill a Mockingbird.
She kissed a black man.
The movie looks at the racial injustice of the 1930s through the eyes of Finch's daughter, Scout. These characters were first brought to life by famed author Harper Lee in a novel that became a classic for all generations. Nell Harper Lee was born April 28, 1926, in the small town of Monroeville, Alabama. Lee's father was a lawyer and served as inspiration for her book Civil Rights Hero. Following in her father's footsteps, Lee studied law at the University of Alabama and became editor of the school's humorous and literary magazine. But by age 23, she'd abandoned law and moved to New York to become a writer. There, Lee reunited with her childhood friend and fellow writer, Truman Capote, assisting him in the research that led to his breakthrough novel, In Cold Blood. Their unique friendship played out on the big screen in the award-winning movie, Capote.
And you're the only one I know with the qualifications to be both a research assistant and a personal bodyguard.
Lee's first novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, was published in 1960 and received the Pulitzer Prize. In 2007, President George W. Bush presented Lee with the Medal of Freedom.
All of us are filled with admiration for a great American and a lovely lady named Harper Lee.
But for most of her life, she stayed out of the spotlight. In one of the few interviews Lee ever granted, she offered a glimpse into her thoughts, saying, "I want to do the best I can with the talent God gave me. All I want to be is the Jane Austen of South Alabama."
One of the most widely anticipated books
in 2015, the literary world was stunned by the announcement that a second Harper Lee manuscript titled Go Set a Watchman would be published. Completed in 1957, Watchmen was actually written before To Kill a Mockingbird and features Scout and Atticus some 20 years later.
This is really the publishing event of the decade.
That excitement lit up the small town where Harper Lee grew up and lived in her twilight years.
To have another book? We are charmed.
But many fans were disappointed in the portrayal of the characters they knew and loved.
A couple of the tweets really echoing the devastation of fans out there. The idea of Atticus Finch being racist is like Spielberg doing a sequel in which E.T. punches Elliot in the face and steals his lunch money.
Watchmen still became a bestseller, the fastest-selling book in HarperCollins publishing history. Through all the fanfare, Harper Lee remained quiet, rarely seen or heard from, but forever remembered for inspiring the world through her written words.